Yes.
That out and say your question again.
How?
Cut it out and say the question again because I forgot your question and I started rambling.
You want to stop because I pressed record. I'm not gonna lie, I pressed record.
Sorry, okay. This is aimed to black kids there.
Aimed to the old.
Back to me. Just put that whole part out.
Ready for me? Huh? No, my sister. You're looking very slender. You're looking very structural.
Alright.
Beautiful. Hi guys. So what are you guys doing now?
I'm 1 year into my career right now. I just graduated last year in July and I am now working for an engineering firm as a structural engineer.
Okay.
We're going to the Royal Academy of Music in September. To study a master's in musical theatre.
A little actress in the making. Just remember asking when you're blowing there when you're doing.
So I graduated in July 2018. Worked as a chemical engineer for 6 months and then transitioned into a business analyst role, which I'm enjoying right now. So yeah.
I am working for a champagne and sparkling wine startup. I have been since I graduated from university. I started in November 2017 and I've been in the role since doing business development. So really growing the company into new markets, internationally, nationally. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Start with I'm a prison officer.
Okay.
I'm an auditor.
Okay, cool. And what did you guys do in uni? If you did go to uni?
I did political science and law criminology.
Cool. And how did you find that?
It's alright, I loved it.
Oh.
Yeah, I actually loved it. Oh, did you? Yeah.
You didn't love yours?
I didn't not love it, I just hated it. It was just good. Like it was alright.
Okay.
Why am I a treasury systems analyst right now?
Okay.
And I'm a mental health support worker.
Loved it. Yourself?
When I finished uni, I went straight into, I was like, yeah, I want to make money. So I went into this graduate job in recruitment. It lasted 3 weeks. I hated every single minute of it. And then I decided I was going to go back to uni to try and become a clinical psychologist. So I did a master's in psychology and I'm gaining work experience for that as a mental health support worker.
Okay.
I'm currently working as a paralegal at HMRC's legal office, solicitor's office and legal services. So yeah, I'm a paralegal.
Okay.
I work with lawyers and I deal specifically with VAT, excise and customs duties. That's my area of specialism, if you want to call it.
Okay.
I'm not specialising yet, but I've only been there since November 2018.
The experience I had was my internship in Nigeria, and that wasn't really the same corporate culture as here. So coming here and just learning just new different rules and different processes and things like that, it really has been a really good learning experience.
That's good.
Working for a startup, you get to really watch the business grow and everything you do has a direct impact, which is important to me and is what I like the most about it. So I say it's been a journey. I get to meet new people, new customers. I like to go out and about and explore new things. So the job allows me to and gives me autonomy over my day-to-day schedule, which is important to me.
Okay.
So just doing different roles and working with different people has allowed me to just pick up loads of different skills that can eventually, hopefully, assist a psychologist and then eventually qualify. But I like it, I'm learning loads. I think that I didn't actually learn in uni, but being in work settings allowed me to pick up a lot of different skills.
It's been a good experience, really good, because I eventually want to qualify as a lawyer, as a solicitor. So working very closely with other solicitors has been a great way to sort of gain a better understanding of what they do on a day-to-day basis, specifically in government law, which is an area that I'm considering. So yeah, it's been an eye-opener because I never really worked in government law, in government at all anyway. But government law is so different to any normal practice of law. So it's been good to sort of understand it a lot more, I guess. Yeah.
And how would you say the road has been getting to this point?
My path has been very straightforward. I've known from a very young age what I was going to be doing at this stage of my life, so it's pretty straightforward for me.
What made you want to change your mind? What made you change your mind not want to?
I didn't want to kill myself. No, I changed my mind.
Figuratively, right?
I don't know, I didn't feel like I connected with law as much as I thought I did. I really enjoyed studying it, but I didn't really enjoy the whole pathway to becoming a lawyer. I just wasn't interested in it.
I wasn't always sure what I wanted to do, so I did a subject which I thought I'd enjoy because it was based on what I was good at school, so physics and chemistry. I worked as an engineer for 6 months, realised I hated it, and transitioned into something I thought would give me more variety, so consulting. So it gave me an opportunity to work in different industries, in different roles, and yeah, I like it.
To be honest, I did do some like work experience when I was in sixth form and in secondary school, and I thought that I wanted to do it, but I think I liked the lifestyle a bit more than I liked the job role.
Yeah, it helped me become more open-minded, being okay with the fact that you don't have all the answers, and I guess that's great, especially when you're really young, because you're learning and you're kind of finding your feet, and yeah, that's always good, isn't it?
I'm going to be a doctor, I'm going to go to uni, I'm going to study medicine, and things just didn't happen that way. And because it was all I'd ever known of what I was going to do, I had it set in stone in my mind. So when it didn't pan out the way I planned, I was so devastated. Like, I remember on A-level results day, I got 3 A's and I was crying because I needed an A star and 2 A's to get into medicine. And like, when I deep it now, in hindsight, I'm like, so many people would have been so proud of themselves. They got 3 A's. And I was there like devastated and weeping. And in hindsight, I'm just like, that's ridiculous. That's actually so silly.
Like what you wanted to be in life. What is something that you know now that you wish you had known back then?
That it's okay not to know what you want to do.
If you're even having doubts in sixth form about applying to uni or thinking, oh, it might not be for me now, but all my friends are going, so I'm just going to do it. Don't. Like, just
Take your time.
take
Uni will not run
your-
away.
I decided to change my course in first year. I was like, oh, I'm going to have no one at uni left. And my second and third years were my best times at uni because I knew myself a lot better.
I wish I made more use of all the extracurricular stuff in uni. I didn't actually do as much as I should have.
Yeah.
Now that I look back, I feel like I could have finessed uni so much more, and I didn't, and I feel like I've lost my money in somewhere. I'm not doing that.
Being okay with the fact that you might not make the right decisions all the time, and yeah, kind of just pushing through that.
But one thing I noticed with a lot of black people that are going to like come from London, they go to places where they want to find the exact same thing they have at home. So they want to find their black community, they want to find their black events, they want to find their black things. Whereas when you're doing that, you're literally sticking to what you know and you don't try something new. And for like a lot of people, university is about trying new things and making new experiences, and we just kind of find new experiences in a different way, but still in the same thing you're used to. Yeah, in the same circle you're used to, but in a different place.
Make sure you have a plan set forward is probably the best thing to do to avoid being disappointed with your decisions. So yeah, just think ahead, know what you're going to do, think about how you're going to do it, and yeah.
I definitely think time management is one skill that is just very important, and having the ability to map out a plan and follow that plan.
Then just like using the university resources like career services, like networking events they had at the university, like so many things that they had that were just
Even just stepping out of my comfort zone.
yeah, just doing something new, with people as well, and just meeting different types of people. Yeah, having different types of friends. That would be
Okay.
That's what I wish I could.
Yeah, it was a shock at first, just the whole, in terms of everything, because in uni, for most people, you move away from home, so you're fending for yourself for the first time, you're dealing with your finances by yourself for the first time, you're doing like,
I wish I had known to like start to like look for like internship. No, you know those assessment center thingies. Those
Insight days?
No, not insight days. The processes of applications.
Yeah.
I wish I'd known that way earlier and started practicing and learning how to do numerical tests. You know, I did GCSE maths and I thought that was it. I didn't think I was gonna have to do maths again in my life until I started applying for jobs. I wish I'd known earlier to like learn how to like you know there's like packs you can get, like, even if you have to pay for them, like learn how to do it. So like that would have made so many things better, like in terms of getting internships and knowing how to get like an internship in the first place. Just mental health support. I wish I knew about those services that were available. I wish I knew about the exam support services that were available. Obviously I knew that they existed, but I didn't really know too much about them, and I didn't really think I should use them. For me, I thought that was what it was reserved for, those special situations, when really it's for everyone who's just dealing with a lot of stress and a lot of things in their lives. So I really wish I was more educated about it. Yeah.
I wish I had found more ways of using my student loan. I wish I had learned of ways to now save up that money, make interest on it. Because now I wish I could have used that money so much better.
That's true, yeah.
And I'm looking back now and I've just lost
Yeah,
that money.
yeah, that's true.
I'm going to have to pay back.
You go to uni and people, they just give you loads of money and there's no financial literacy the way before. There's nothing in school to teach you like how to use money and how to manage your finances. That's crazy actually.
So you feel like if somebody's introduced you to some form of financial literacy back in the day, you would have been at least financial wise, you'd be better right now.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't suffer in uni, but
yeah, I did it, yeah, but I just think I could have used the money
better. Yeah, so that's true. Yeah.
University to having a career is just very different because, for example, in university you can pretty much wake up when you want, go anywhere when you want to go, but when you have a career, it's pretty much you literally have to plan your life around your job, and you just don't have that freedom anymore, and that's kind of something that you will lose and you will have to get used to by force. Like you have no choice about it. And so yeah, I think that's something that you need to like just mentally prepare for that.
You can never be ready for what uni is like in its entirety. Like you're living with people you've never met before. You're in a strange environment probably. If you're living at home, you have to commute, you have to work out things about yourself and how you act on your own as an individual. So
What's the jump like going from secondary to sixth form, from GCSEs to A level?
And that was hard, I can't lie.
Like A2, that was just a completely different jump.
In college, it was just a little bit of a jump. Hard.
it was alright. There was a jump from GCSE, but it was alright. Like I was so passionate about what I was doing, and I got like all A's. I got into my first choice uni, and that results day was very like. I was so confident that I was gonna get the A's as well because I just I knew I smashed my exams in it. Oh wait, that one, yeah. I think I had a lot of friends that were in the older year, and I saw the jump because everyone thought, when everyone finished GCSEs and you thought you were sick because you were getting A stars, and you don't put in the same level of work at A level, then you're getting like E's and stuff. Yeah. So I saw all my friends go through that period of like failing and having to retake. So I knew from the get go that I needed to be like on point.
The competition becomes a lot more fierce.
A levels, you have to be a lot more independent, and that kind of helped at uni as well because you're kind of by yourself. No one's there to tell you what to do. You have to be autonomous in how you do things. So yeah.
Where you prepared for GCSEs doesn't really prepare you for what you're going to face in A levels.
How did you guys feel on A level results day?
I was kind of sad, to be honest. I wasn't as confident as I was when I got my GCSE results. When I got my GCSE results, I didn't care because I knew it was going to go well.
No, I was disappointed with my A-level results. Yeah, I was disappointed.
Yeah, I expected better, to be fair.
Because my AS was sick, but my A-level was just...
Yeah, it was hard. But I'd got into uni, so I didn't care.
That day I had to really reflect on how I performed each day during my A-levels. Did I actually do as much as I should have done? And in future, hold myself, accountable for that, because you can't just go on making the same mistakes.
Don't think that you can just get by. Understand the importance of your A levels. Throw yourself into your A levels.
So usually when you are you're doing your A levels or you're in secondary school, you pretty much learn information from a book, say I'm going to learn this for the exam and then I'm going to go for it. But I think the best way to learn, essentially for me, what I found was separating factual information and concepts. So it's easy to learn facts and just regurgitate them in an exam and then just be done with it. But if you learn a concept and fully understand it, it will stay with you forever.
Health, your physical health is actually so important. Look after yourself throughout everything. Still have a social life, still have friends, still enjoy yourself, still look after yourself, still do things outside of your studies to be a rounded person, you know, don't be all work and no play. Like, if you're struggling, ask for help. Don't try and be like, oh, I'm fine, I can do it by myself.
Honestly, be open-minded to the opportunities that come your way, because as long as you have the bigger picture in mind, you're not always like, things aren't always going to go straight. You might have to like deviate, but as long as you have a plan initially, but still be open-minded to what else you could do that deviates from your plan.
Listen, like the boy you are with at 14, 15, 16, maybe, might be, like 0.1% probably be your husband. Do not let that boy dictate the next, what will be 10 years of your life, like until 26. Don't let it happen. Just don't do it.
So not being afraid to ask, not being afraid to email people. You're going to get ignored, but it just takes that one person to say, yeah, like come and shadow me, come and do this piece of work, and that one thing that can go on your CV is really going to help you. Maybe not immediately while you're in uni, but when you finish uni, it will really help. And even while you're in sixth form, if you're still in sixth form, I feel like it's something that's really helpful to do. So just asking about what opportunities are there that might be able to help, I think, is like one advice I'd give myself if I could go back.
I believe that in life we're always prepared for the next step, and it's kind of, okay, you've done this, great, what's next? And sometimes it's better to focus on the bigger picture. And so, if university isn't for you, then there's no point in wasting that money and that time. There are a lot of things you can go into straight from college which will give you the skills which you'll find are more necessary than studying a course which you don't like for 3 or 4 years and you don't want to engage in. I believe it's really important to know the resources available. I feel like schools need to introduce it at an earlier stage and not make people feel so out of the box if they don't want to participate in it.
Accept and be okay with the fact that you will never know everything. You will never be good at everything. But one thing you can do is have the right people around you who have different skills and have a variety of skill sets, and being able to tap in and choosing the right friends and being able to tap into their skills when you do need them in the same way they will tap into your skills is the piece of advice I give. Yeah.
I would say personally, networking is probably one of the most important things you can do just to make the process of getting a job easier, and to always make you feel like, you know, you have something on the go, like you're always making progress, and to kind of understand and get to know the people in your industry and to get to know what kind of things they do, how did they get the knowledge they're getting, and kind of get those insider tips into an industry. So I think, networking can really put you way ahead of others if you was to start that way at the beginning of university.
And trying to decide your career path, I'd say that it's actually okay to not know what you want to do when you're younger. I think there's a lot of pressure to kind of fit into a box and fit into a certain category, and you have to achieve certain things, and obviously it's great to have high achievements and set yourself goals, but in terms of your career path, there's so many things out there which you don't know exist, and I think it's really important to find something which you enjoy, because there's nothing more important than doing something which you love.
Always do your best, don't do less than, and
you are the only one that's going to be constant throughout the rest of your life. You're the only person who's going to be constant. So make that foundation as strong and as genuine to you, and you'll be fine. That's beautiful.
And do you guys think like a program like this is important? And if so, why?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Not that many people are in a position where you can take their opinion seriously just based on the fact that you know that they don't really understand. But when you see people who've been through what you've been through, or who kind of look like you, act like you, talk like you, it's a lot easier to understand their point of view and actually take it on board and use it to help you succeed, really. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. With children who come from wealthy backgrounds and have more information about, you know, careers out there and how to get inside industries and stuff like that, you know, it can be hard to compete against that. So, you know, just giving back once you've, you know, got into an industry, and you've gone past all of these challenges, just kind of giving back that information of how you grew and what challenges you faced through those situations, I think can kind of even out the playing field. So yeah, I think it's definitely important.
Anything where someone can tell you how to do it better.
It's always a good thing. Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's extremely important to hear from young voices, for young people to teach young people and show them the ropes.
Exactly. Like, it's very different hearing something from your teacher or one of your parents, but when you can really just kind of have an open conversation, know that you're not being judged or there's no like ulterior agenda. It's really nice to just be able to just speak about real life issues and kind of not have too much structure or sugarcoat things, just be really open and yeah, I think it's important for every young person to have this kind of platform available to them.
Okay.
And I think it gives you a bit of perspective, because even me going through all the different jobs that I've been through, I didn't realise that so many people were also struggling as well, or feeling the same way that I did when I finished uni. So the whole challenge of like trying to get a graduate role and stuff like that, and I don't know why, but it's not something we really talk about that much. So it's good to have that information out there that gives you a good perspective. So yeah, I think it's really helpful.
Yeah, because interesting, because I guess whenever we're going through something, it's hard for us to realise that other people might be going through the same thing. And like, you know, a problem shared is always a problem halved.
Literally.
Thank you. See, look at the slide. I like it.